After getting swept by the St. Louis Cardinals in the NLCS, the Rockies front office was disappointed and knew that there needed to be some changes to the team. Colorado only needed to add a first base coach to their top-notch staff, and there was an offer on the table to get Chris Woodward on a 3-year deal. He ultimately declined the offer, and the Rockies settled for their second option at first base coach in Alexander Yates for a 3-year deal, which he accepted. The Rockies then put in an offer to bring back each of their 6 impending free agents: German Marquez, Kirby Yates, CJ Cron, Trevor May, Alex Reyes, and Jose Alvarado. However, the front office got bad news from Edwin Diaz's agent as he declined his player option to hit the market. There was a 6-year offer on the table to keep him in black and purple, but he chose to sign with the Toronto Blue Jays for more money ultimately. JD Martinez did not follow suit with Diaz and decided to accept his option instead to make $7 million this upcoming season. Jose Alvarado took more money than our front office was willing to offer, and he signed a 1-year deal worth $4 million with the Brewers. Then it was time for the Rockies to make some moves. They dumped salary by trading left fielder Jorge Soler to the Padres in division for relief pitcher prospect Tuivailala Samuel. The decision was made that JD Martinez was not worth the $7 million price tag, so he was dumped for 2 prospects to the Kansas City Royals, who were looking for a bigger bat. The salary dumps gave the Rockies a thick budget to work with this offseason, and the front office definitely planned to use it and make that World Series push. Step 1, better pitching. They tried to pry Jack Flaherty away from the defending champions, but he took a 7-year, $232 million deal to stay there. Option 2, bring in Shohei Ohtani. Let's go! With a 10-year, $350 million deal to be the ace pitcher and huge DH bat, replacing JD Martinez and adding to the pitching staff at the same time. Some other huge news around the league: Pirates brought in closer Josh Hader for 4 years, $37 million. Matt Chapman and Julio Urias go to the Twins. The Mets deal 2 prospects to the Angels for closer Raisel Iglesias. Mitch Garver goes to the Seattle Mariners for 3 years. Taylor Mahle signs for 3 years as well with the Angels. And the only thing of note in the Rule 5 draft is that Oswald Peraza was taken from the Yankees by the Royals. Go Royals! As for moves that Rockies fans actually care about, the stupid Padres traded Taylor Rogers to the Dodgers.
You're killing me, Smalls.
But at least LA lost Gene Segura and Julio Urias to the American League Central. We also signed Cody Bellinger away from them, but they paid CJ Cron more than we were willing to, and they stole him away from us. Lucas Giolito and Jesse Winker will make the Giants and D-backs more formidable, and Harrison Bader leaving the Cardinals for the rival Reds is also good for us, considering what happened this postseason. Colorado then shipped Antonio Senzatella to Texas in another salary dump, which allowed them to bring in third baseman Rafael Devers and create a very scary lineup. However, in arbitration, John Means got $5 million, Sam Hilliard got $2.5 million, Garrett Hampson got $4 million, Eliezer Hernandez got 3.3, John Curtis got 2.5, Devin Smeltzer got 2, and Pete Alonso got 9.7 million. Austin Gomber got 2.4, and Brendan Rodgers got $2.8 million. All that money took the Rockies well over budget, and the offseason was clearly nowhere near over. Eliezer Hernandez and 2 prospects were sent to the Guardians for Emmanuel Clase to replace Edwin Diaz as the new closer, and that deal saved $1 million. Ryan McMahon was salary dumped to the Chicago White Sox for 2 21-year-old prospects to save $10.7 million. The Orioles were willing to let go of Adley Rutschman for Sam Hilliard and a great pitching prospect in Fred Cox, which saved us another $2 million. So the Guardians then helped out our budget once more when they sent Aaron Savale to Colorado for Salvi Perez and 2 young prospects, which saved us another $17.2 million. Then Unfortunately, we had to dump another fan favorite in Garrett Hampson to the Blue Jays for 3 prospects, and that saved close to $4 million to finally get our balance sheet back to normal. Spring training went pretty well at 18-10, with the highlights being Chris Bryant batting .333 with 6 homers and 10 ribbies, Adley Rutschman hitting .313 with 3 home runs and 12 ribbies, Tim Anderson raked 5 homers and 11 ribbies while hitting .283, Cody Bellinger launched 9 bombs and 22 ribbies, and he hit .273. And then Devers slapped .325 with 3 homers and 18 ribbies. On the pitching side, Shohei pitched 20 innings to a .45 ERA, .95 whip. Aaron Savale pitched 15.1 innings to a 0 ERA and .98 whip. And German Marquez pitched 17 innings to a .53 ERA and .65 whip. So it seemed like our new additions were ready to join Chris Bryant, Tim Anderson, and German Marquez to light the league on fire and take control of not only the NL West, the entirety of Major League Baseball. And of course, the opening series of the year would be against the defending NL West champion LA Dodgers, whom our Rockies swept in the NLDS.
Oh, man!
Shohei got the opening day start against Walker Buehler, and his first start as a Rocky started off well with a solid 3-up, 3-down inning. In the bottom half of the frame, Rafael Devers makes his first impact for the team by pulling a low inside heater into the right field stands 441 feet to give Colorado a 1-0 lead over their rivals early in the ball game. Now, things weren't as easy for Shohei in the second inning as longtime Dodger Edwin Rios took his low cutter into the right field stands 451 feet to tie the ball game at 1. Another new Rocky, Adley Rutschman, made Buehler regret throwing another low inside fastball when he drilled it 420 blaze-it feet.
Peter, I'm freaking out.
Don't ruin it for me.
Into the right field bullpen for a solo shot to give the Rockies the lead once again 2-1. But Nick Solak led off the 5th inning by cracking a 76-mile-an-hour curveball into left field off Ohtani. The ball went 429 feet and tied the ball game all over again. But it wasn't over, as it was a tough 5th inning for Ohtani as Freddie Freeman dropped this single right in front of Chris Bryant to give the Dodgers their first lead of the game 3-2. Shohei hit his spot to escape the inning when he caught Will Smith looking at the high heater up and in, preventing him from letting the game get out of hand. In the bottom of the 6th, with a man on first, Rafi Devers took a high heater from Buehler into the gap in left center field to drive in the tying run and leave himself on second to potentially do some more damage. Unfortunately, Pete Alonso struck out, and Cody Bellinger hit a weak grounder to second base and stranded Devers at second. The game was tied at 3 all the way into extras, and if you didn't think Bellinger sold with that weak grounder, you will here as he ranges back to grab the first out in the 10th, but completely spaces out and allows the free runner to get all the way to third before he finally launches a ball home. The throw's not in time, and his former team, the Dodgers, had the lead. The Dodgers' new trade target, Taylor Rogers, came in to close the game out by striking out Brendan Rodgers, getting Zach Veen to fly out into left field, and getting Tim Anderson to fly out to right, stranding the tying runner at third and giving the Dodgers the opening day win. Rockies brass was very unhappy with Belly's mental lapse and sent him along with Kirby Yates to the Yankees for young center fielder Jason Dominguez and relievers Jonathan Loaizaga, who's going to reach free agency in the upcoming offseason, and Michael King, who has 1 year of arbitration left on his contract. The move made Rockies' bullpen a bit deeper and gave them a young center fielder with team control and made the Yankees roster more top-heavy, just the way they like it. The next game had another newcomer, Aaron Savale, on the mound against Clayton Kershaw. Savale struck out Gavin Lux, low inside four-seamer, and Freddie Freeman on a high inside cutter as part of a 1-2-3 first inning. In the bottom half, with the first 2 batters on, Devers did what he did on opening day and blasted a homer into the right field stands, this time 471 feet, And this time, instead of a solo shot, it was a 3-run bomb, and the Rockies led early once again. William Contreras hit a deep one off of Kershaw on the bottom of the second to straightaway center 423 feet to extend that lead to 4-0. Jason Dominguez's first Rocky at bat was a double into left field all the way to the wall to put him in scoring position for this Tim Anderson single through the hole to score him and give the Rockies a commanding 5-0 lead. That commanding lead was then again extended in the third by Brendan Rodgers, who chased Kershaw out of the game with a nasty crack of the bat to center field. 6-0 Rockies. Bottom four, Contreras wasn't done as he smacks another one out to straightaway center 457 for his second blast of the day. 7-0 Rocks. 2 down, bases loaded. Pete Alonso up to the plate, and he adds to the Dodgers' depression with a grand salami to make it 11-zip. The Dodgers did their best in the 7th and 8th to get back into the ballgame, but they end up getting beat 12-5 to even both teams' records at 1-1. In Game 3 of the opening 4-game set, Tim Anderson ropes a slider into left field stands to extend what was a 6-3 lead for the Rocks in the 6th with his solo shot. Later, it's 9-3 when Scott Alexander walks in a run to make it 10-4. Bases were still loaded with just 1 out, but he gets Jason Dominguez to chase the second out and then gets Tim Anderson to pop out in the infield and prevent more destruction. Joe Rock put a couple of guys on right away in the 9th, so Blake Trinan was sent in to shut it down, but he gives up a shot to Yorbeat Vivas, who brings the Dodgers within 3 with a 3-run blast. Then Trinan strikes out Mookie Betts for the first out of the inning, and then he settles in by getting Nick Solak to ground out to second base. And then ultimately gets Freddie Freeman to just look silly swinging at that inside pitch and missing a pitch way in there to win the game 10-7 and put the Rockies in position to take 3 out of 4. In the 4th game, German Marquez gave up a deep fly to center field, which allowed the Dodgers to score first for the first time this year and take the early 1-0 lead on a sac fly. In the bottom of the 6th, Tony Gonsolin gets out of a 2-on, 2-out jam, getting Adley Rutschman a line out to left field. Another runner in scoring position situation in the 7th, and Tim Anderson fails to get it over the center fielder's head to be able to score a run. That takes us to the 8th inning for Shohei Ohtani to rope a ball off the right center field wall for a double and put 2 runners in scoring position. Dodger Skip decides to intentionally walk Adley Rutschman to get to Roger Mesa, who's starting his first game ever for the team, and he fails to bring in a run as he flies out to right field. Taylor Rogers comes in once again to try to close us out in the 9th, and Anthony Volpe has a chance to be a hero in his debut with the Rockies, but he isn't one, as he just hits a hard grounder to first base. Jason Dominguez gets his chance next, and he doesn't take advantage either, flying out to center field. Tim Anderson is our Obi-Wan Kenobi.
This is our most desperate hour. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
And he grounds out to short to end the game as the Dodgers complete the 3-2 victory and split the opening series of the season. If this is a sign of things to come, we're in for a very fun Season 3, especially if the Arizona Diamondbacks are going to go undefeated. Thank you, channel members. T-Clink24, you're a franchise quarterback legend. If you guys, too, would like to join as a channel member, hit that join button to check out your options. Come hang out with us on Twitch. We have a fun time. I'll see you all next time.
I feel to bring some